We're making history here.
This is wheat. What are the odds of finding human vegetation this far from Earth?
How did you feel about keeping the horror elements quite fresh with all the iconic imagery that everyone's so familiar with?
That's always the hardest single thing to do. You know, whenever you do a film, it's how do you keep it fresh, you know, whatever it is. How do you avoid repetition? Particularly if you are into repetition, which is following through on a franchise. That's tough. And when I did Prometheus, that was to resurrect the idea. I don't like the word franchise. Resurrect the idea, because I think we'd kind of pretty well buried it after the 4 Aliens and then Alien vs. Predator. That buried it. And I thought, what a pity, because no one's asked some very simple questions. Who's the ship? Who's the space jockey? What were the eggs? Why the alien? For what reason? To what purpose? Never asked the question. Did you ever ask the question? No. Never thought about it. See? It's amazing how the obvious things are there and people don't see them. They kind of follow rather than going off the tangent and thinking. And I thought, I can resurrect this. So we'll come back with Prometheus and we will suggest that the creation of some guys, humanoids, bigger than us, superior engineers, we'll call them engineers of space, will have made it. But we find out in the Covenant, they didn't make it. But in fact, David made it. Idle hands are the devil's work. Now we've got it really out the box. It was very successful. You know, when you read social media, comments were that actually they missed him. And they missed the evolution of that chest, face, all that stuff. So I thought, you know what, we better include it. I'll try it out. So this is the trial run. Did pretty good, I think.
Covenant, do you read me?
In terms of the evolution, I guess, of how horror films have changed over the years, how did you feel? Were you quite conscious when bringing it to a new generation of film goers?
There's a lot of cheap shots and people coming out the dark going, yeah, which that's a quick, you know, like a quick laugh is putting down a banana skin and shooting and watching people fall. I mean, that's always a cheap laugh. To put it under the title of the horror category, The Exorcist is above that category. I think it's too good to call it a horror film. It's just so interesting. First Exorcist. And I think also, now I'd put under the horror category, absolutely mind-blowingly crazy, is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then I came down the middle thinking, I've got a B movie. I'm going to make it into an A movie. I'm going to get a great cast. So if I didn't have him, I wouldn't have had that movie. And unfortunately, I saw Giga. And he had this thing already drawn in a book. And I said, that's it, I want it. He said, I can do better. So I doubt it. And we still went back to that.
You're breaking up!
When you find that films are quite iconic throughout the years, they tend to reflect society, perhaps maybe at that time. Do you feel that Alien Covenant has kind of taken that on?
Yeah, I mean, you're inevitably inspired, infected, is a good word, by bad news, bad behavior, bad global behavior. Have we learned anything from medieval behavior? No. It's medieval right now in Syria. It's worse, right? And we don't learn anything. It's extraordinary, isn't it? So if my prediction is true, when a big dark object appears and hovers in the sky about 10 miles up and is half the size of London, we're in for trouble. Because I think they've decided to come and clean the slate.
All of this to start our new life.
Lastly, we get a lot of cinema goers who love telling us about their favourite cinema experience and what they love about the cinema. To you personally, what's your favourite thing about going to the cinema and seeing a film on the big screen?
My mum was a big film goer, so she'd take me along to the movies in mid-afternoon. We'd have tea at Lyons Tea House near the Big Ben, and then she'd take me into a cinema. It was then the first cinema she took me into was a film with Rita Hayworth called Gilda. When she sang Put the Blame on Mame and took the gloves off, I had this very funny feeling that I kind of like women. And that was the reason. It was a good film.
Where is it?